It's only when you actually stop and start looking at the numbers, you start finding out about some of these experiences that you think, hang on, I need to do something here. The strongest evidence we've got for how gender equality changes through the biosciences department is by looking at what we would refer to as the pipeline. In the permanent members of academic staff in biosciences, we've got something like 25% of staff are female, and this is actually a considerable improvement from where the situation was about 5 or 6 years ago. If you look at the different types of jobs that people have, it's also very different. So in the biosciences department, for example, if you're female, you're 1.5 times more likely to have a fixed term contract, so a contract when you know it's going to finish, it's not a permanent contract. And you're also 3 times more likely to have what we refer to as an education and scholarship role, where your main job role is to do with both teaching and carrying out studies to then inform your future contributions to the teaching practice at the university. Then if we look further into the data, we can find even more informative sort of information. So you find, if you look at the number of people who apply for those academic jobs in a biosciences department, you find that about 30% of the job applications come from female applicants and about 70% of the applications come from male applicants. So again, you have to ask yourselves, why is it that twice as many male applicants are applying than female applicants? Because then even if you've got great systems in place that are fair when it comes to selecting your shortlist for interview and selecting your best candidate, you're really up against it if you've got twice as many male applicants as you have female applicants. So why are the scientific jobs at this biosciences department less appealing to female applicants than they are to male applicants? Is it because those female research staff don't think they're as qualified to apply for those jobs as the male research staff? Or is it because there are other barriers to their careers? I had a very instructive conversation with this several years ago with an MSc student that I was teaching, who was an excellent female student, who said to me, so while I'm doing my MSc, I'm deciding whether I should do a PhD or whether I should have children, because people have told me that you can't do a PhD and have children. Well, first of all, that's not true. You can do a PhD and have children. You can do a PhD part-time, and having the opportunity for shared parental leave is really important to make sure that people don't really get left behind. So we really need to go back and think about what it looks like being a professor and what perception people have of the kind of pressures or the kind of benefits there are associated with having that kind of position in science. One of the activities that we do as part of our Athena Swan program here at Exeter is there are opportunities for members of staff to go on unconscious bias workshops. And one of the things we're asked to think about and do on those workshops is say, right, do us a drawing of what you think a professor looks like. Imagine, what do you think a professor looks like? Do you see a man in a suit or a white coat with little round glasses and a bald head? Because we have these kind of unconscious biases that we're exposed to even when we're children growing up. And then if you constantly think that's what a professor looks like, well, it doesn't surprise me that our young female scientists are perhaps less interested in having that kind of job. So we do need to go back and sort of question what pictures society and science is giving us of these kind of role models, it's a lot to do with role models and making sure that there are excellent female role models out there. We need to make sure that we have female scientists coming in, giving seminars. We need to make sure really that from the moment that the undergraduate students walk through the door of the university, that they can see that being a scientist, being an academic, is not a male job. To make sure that people know in the future, when they see an advert for an academic position in science, that they think, yeah, I remember I saw some inspiring seminars by female academics. I had some inspiring lectures when I was a student, and I want to do that kind of job in my career, and there's nothing to stop me doing that.